What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Sport Jumbo. Today we are looking at what will the NBA look like after it returns from the virus lockdown.
See, mama, there goes that man.
And that's great defense, but better offense. I mean, that's just amazing.
As the world wrestles with a new normal built around social distancing, working from home, and a dormant sports world, one aspect of the NBA experience is especially at risk. Sitting courtside at an NBA game is unlike any other first row in sports. What will become of it post-COVID-19? One potential solution to the concerns surrounding courtside seating, whether it be temporary or permanent, would be to install plexiglass around the courtside area to separate players and fans. We have to be more informed about the virus, flus, all viruses, so we can better understand how to protect players and fans. I wouldn't rule plexiglass out, said Karen Butler, a two-time All-Star who retired from the NBA after the 2015 and 2016 season. If you told me a year ago the NBA and the world would stop, I would say you are out of your mind. One parallel for thinking about physically protecting fans from the sport comes from MLB. In December 2019, Major League Baseball announced that all of its teams would extend protective netting in response to several incidents in which fans had been hurt by errant balls and bats. When teams started expanding netting in 2017, there was significant backlash from fans and media over the in-game experience, including from Boston Red Sox fan and author Stephen King, who said he felt, quote, terrible after the extension of the netting at Fenway Park and it made dugout seats feel like a cage. The debate over extending the netting eventually fell off of the front page and now become the norm within baseball. And while the merits of plexiglass are still difficult to assess, those who regularly sit courtside recognize it would heavily impact the in-game experience. One of the most exciting things about the courtside experience is that it's possible to be in the conversations between celebrities and players. If you look at a league like the NFL, people are sitting close to the action in the end zone, but the players are wearing helmets and it's difficult to hear the conversation, said Butler. Think about that versus the NBA, where LeBron James will walk up to Jay-Z or Michael B. Jordan at courtside, and you can pick up on some of the conversations. Putting a row of plexiglass will take away the intimacy you have with the game courtside, agreed Toronto Raptors superfan and one of the NBA's most known courtside attendees, Nav Bahadia. I think the most people see once this passes is less to almost no physical interaction with players and fans, less of the handshakes and high fives. While NBA courtside seating has been one of the most desired spots in all of sports, it's not exactly the most spacious place and at times can be unsafe. Fans sit shoulder to shoulder and there are regular instances of sweaty players flying into and over them. I think suspending courtside seating until vaccine and care is found would be prudent, said Megan Ann Wilson, a stylist and designer who has worked with teams such as the Raptors and Atlanta Hawks, along with brands such as Nike. I don't think courtside seats need to be abolished, but rethought like many non-essential things during this quarantine. In a world of social distancing, the NBA's return will likely need to be a staggered approach. It is my belief the NBA will return in a three-step process, said Randy Osse, an entrepreneur and owner of Roze Management, which has worked with players such as Danny Green, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, and Dylan Brooks. I can see the NBA resuming its condensed season initially with no fans in attendance, then move to no fans courtside or on the floor, and then finally allow fans on the floor but eliminate courtside and row B until the right sternest screening measures are put into place to protect everyone. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver recently noted that 99% of NBA fans don't view the game in person, instead consuming the product on TV or online. And while the NBA couldn't have predicted a pandemic putting the season on ice, it had been already looking for ways to bring the game closer to fans who may have never had a chance to see the game in person, let alone courtside. From virtual reality capabilities for live games to producing game podcasts using smartphones, the NBA already has been laying the groundwork for a future that will look very different. Given the fluidity of the situation, NBA teams and the league are understandably reluctant to comment on what the on-court product will look like post-coronavirus. The undefeated reached out to Make Believe Sports and Entertainment, which owns the Raptors, for comment, but they declined, saying that the effects of the virus on the product and fan experience upon return aren't known at this time. League officials also said that they cannot comment on the record at this time about plans for the league's return given the circumstances. The only thing guaranteed is that when the NBA does return, it's not going to look like it did on March 11th, the day the game stopped. The distance between players and fans, if fans are allowed at all, will have grown, and those much-loved courtside interactions will almost definitely be absent from the initial wave of games. But the impact is likely to go well beyond courtside seating. When you look at the stands, that's not social distancing, said Butler. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Sport Jumbo. Hit that like button if you guys enjoyed it. I know you did, so hit that like button. Subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss an upload, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.